Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Well, happy Saturday. Please continue to pray for me by singing along with me, gesturing at your screen, and most importantly, disliking this video, and also commenting if you have any solutions or anything. And if you live in the Phoenix area, I'm still offering a reward for anybody who can just connect me with a date. It has to be real, right? Don't try to fake something by offering to split the reward, anything silly like that. But I need a heart to heart with somebody, right? And just to bring my spirits up. And it's the reason that I'm kind of in an urgent situation is that it's the end of October that I'm recording this. And I was just thinking about this winter, I really should be taking a vacation. I was thinking about my family in Taiwan. I was thinking about going back to Poland. But then I realized I have nobody to come home to. I really want to fix up some situations here in the Phoenix area. Now, if I go on a first date with somebody, and even if that doesn't turn out, it might be just enough juice for me to feel good about booking that trip, right? And then I could work on the more long-term solutions, right? That's what I'm thinking of. I don't believe that somebody will just hook me up on the right date and it will be marriage for the rest of my life, right? Now, there's a probability of that for sure, right? But more importantly, it's to help jump everything back up again, right? Um, and something else also happened today that made me realize how unfair our culture is about things. So I was looking at a previous vacation that I took to Taiwan. I had a couple videos about it. Just Google my name and Google Taiwan. You can probably find a couple of videos of my previous vacations in Taiwan. And when I looked at them, it gave me a lot of sadness. It had been 5, 6 years since those trips. At the time, I had people to come home to. I was living in Seattle, Washington, and that's why I felt comfortable taking those trips. And it just made me realize that my life has kind of stagnated for 5, 6 years. Granted, there are things that have improved, right? My net worth is obviously a lot more than it was 5, 6 years ago. I obviously have my art projects. I'd argue I have a better job than I did 5, 6 years ago. But in some ways, my life has also stagnated for 5 or 6 years, right? And obviously, COVID didn't help either. And there was something else that made me really upset about our society, though. You see, this past week, I've been really distracted by all of this, and I had multiple near miss car accidents, multiple in a day sometimes this past week. And it made me go home and research about public transportation options. And unfortunately, there aren't that many here in the Apache Junction area. And I almost thought about taking an FMLA or some kind of leave from my job for my own safety. But then I realized that I don't want to do that because work is one of the brighter spots of my life at the moment. And plus, it's my one chance to actually network with people and potentially make what I just said actually come true, right? And so it hit me that in the past, my colleagues often asked me to help them when they had childcare issues, when they had a family member going through cancer. Can you imagine if I went up to my colleague and asked them if they could give me a ride for a while because I'm not capable of driving safely at the moment because of some personal health issues? Can you imagine if I went to work and said that? I think people would laugh in my face, if not give me a bad mark, right? And it just goes to show that if your personal situation differs from others, you don't get the kind of the same level of help, right? Um, I had a colleague who was dealing with home repair emergencies. She called me in one morning at 8 o'clock in the morning, asking me if I could teach a 10 o'clock class. I asked her what happened. She said that some water pipes in her house had burst. She owns a house in Bellevue, Washington. I was living in Bellevue at the time, but I was living out of my car. I picked up the phone at 8 o'clock. It was freezing. I literally had to run my car 10 minutes just to get enough heat so that I could feel comfortable driving. And there was no time to go to the gym to take a shower. I just had to do my best to wipe down a little bit. And then I went to the classroom. And it was only after I finished the class, did I realize that did I just understand that correctly? I got a colleague who owns a $2 million house in Bellevue, Washington. I live out of my car, and I'm the one helping her, right? Imagine if I called her and said, "Hey, could I stay in your home, a spare bedroom in your home tonight? I got nowhere to go." Can you imagine how that might turn, right? Not that I would do that, right? But imagine that we were still in Washington and I had the same heartbreak situation. Hey, would you mind giving me a ride for like a week or so while I deal with some mental health issues? I don't feel comfortable driving. And at best, my colleague might suggest I take time away from work, right? But that's not going to help me at the moment. I actually do need my work. I just don't need the driving right now, right? Oh well, I'm gonna look into finding out how much an Uber would cost. I gotta install Uber on my phone. I don't even have that, if you can believe it. But I think it's better to stay safe at the moment. I might run the idea with my colleagues tomorrow. I know the odds of me getting any sort of favor are low, but it doesn't hurt to run the idea. Hey, I don't even have to say it's mental health, right? I have something going on and don't really feel safe driving. I was wondering if there's any other options, right? Something, maybe just run that by them and see what happens. And if not, I'll have to figure out how to install Uber. It shouldn't be that much given how close I live. All right. Continue to pray for me. And I got a close friend here who in Phoenix who might actually win this reward. And we'll keep you updated. I hope to go on that date before Thanksgiving. So uh, we got another month to win. And as we get closer to Thanksgiving, if nobody claims it, I might add to it as well. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.